Hello, y'all. I'm back. It's 1:34 p.m. So I just got good news. Well, shucks. Well, I'm not gonna say I'll take anything, but I just got hired for a job opportunity. Despite me being homeless on the streets, I just got hired for another job opportunity. But the job opportunity it won't start until like right after New Year's. So in the meantime, it's a part time job, but it's something I think I will like. It's $12 an hour, but I think they said 15 to 20 hours a week. I mean, I took that. I accept that. I mean, I just wish it were more hours, but I'll take that. But in the meantime, I need to find something else as far as um a job opportunity, and I'm really scared, and I know I need to pray more. I have been praying, but I need to pray more, pray harder, I guess. I don't know. But I get really scared because um I don't know what to do to the fact that I'm like kind of on the verge of crying because I'm scared and don't know what to do and don't know where to go. And I'm trying as best as I could to stay out of jail and also stay out of the mental institution when I really don't need to go to either one of those places. So I'm thankful and glad to have, that opportunity that's supposed to await me at the beginning of next month. Well, next month, next year. But I still need to look for something. I think that says like a part time, temporary, seasonal opportunity. But so that's something that's coming. It's supposed to be coming. But um, yeah, I'm terrified and scared of having really no place to go. You know, maybe I thought about, but I mean, I tried. I mean, there's nowhere that I can go where I can be safe and by myself. And I mean, I'm gonna say it again. There's really little to no much of any shelter housing for single women. And you can't just walk, do a walk up, and they'll just take you in at a shelter. A lot of the times, the shelters are full and it's a waiting list. And they say that it's like a process that might take a while for you to even get in. So it might take a process for you to even get in the shelter. I mean, September of last year, I tried to get in the shelter in Fort Walton Beach. They had at least three or four of them. They said that the shelters were full, and you can't just go. That you have to be put on a waiting list, and the waiting list is long, and there are really no openings, even if they're charging people at shelters and stuff like that. You know, so I don't really have anywhere to go tonight. But I'm feeling slightly better, but I know that I'm still sleep deprived. And I mean, I never said that I was an expert or professional writer or the best writer, but I just do it like personally as a hobby, or and someone suggested that I do that, but the online perps, I told y'all that they shut me down from any credit. They shut me down from any credit. you know, it's really frightening that they shut me down from any credit at all. They shut me down from any credit with my writing. And I tried, I filled out, let's see, probably about 6 or 7 applications on Indeed just now, also. So I'm being persistent, I'm trying, and being targeted. I'm blacklisted. So, I mean, they either won't give you a job at all, or they either won't let you work, or they either won't let you work, or if they do let you work, they'll set up the scenario to mob you out of there. Excuse me. Being targeted, you get mobbed from everywhere and banned from everywhere. And the perps mocking, the satanic devil worshiping perps, they mock and laugh about me getting banned from everywhere. So as far as, what, I might have just barely enough cash, probably right on the spot, 60 something dollars I have left now in the bank, that I might just barely have enough money for one more night in the hotel. I might be close cutting it, if I can get a discounted night. And then, there's this other caregiving job that they said that they need people really bad. And it's close to the job that I just got hired for, like distance and location. So, one thing that I almost one thing that the gang stalkers, I guess what they did was, I was expecting the call for the phone interview, and guess what they did? I'm glad I wasn't tricked, but they incoming call said scam likely. So what if I would have thought that was one of the scams, and then that opportunity would have been passed up? I'm not even going to give any hints or say, where I'll be working at starting next month, next year. But, I need something also in between. Like, I even told the lady on the phone that I'm available today, or I'm willing to start today. So, so that shows me at least trying to have some motivation and dedication, you know. So, but many jobs I had to pass up because with my disability, I can't even do fast food because of my disability and the noise. I can't even function. Like, hold on. You hear how quiet it is? I need something quiet like this in order to be able to function. In order, and I really feel like, my ears are hypersensitive due to whatever foster care experimentation that they did to me. It was rough working my first job. It was fast food at Popeyes in my hometown, New Orleans. So, my hometown, New Orleans. So I'm glad that the library, gave me a quiet. Wait, what time did I say it was? It's 1:45 p.m. right now. Great. It's 1:45 p.m. right now. And I'm not one of these type of people that just sitting here, even though people might take it that way, but learn the truth about my real history before you just start spouting off the mouth and saying stuff. If y'all falsely accuse me of being entitled, wanting handouts, wanting freebies, not wanting to work, but I be up like even Saturday night. Oh, no, I'm sorry, early Sunday morning after the incident, like a few hours after the incident, I was up on Craigslist and Indeed, like in the middle of the night, looking for job opportunities. And just a few days ago, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was looking for housing and jobs. So, I mean, if I can get a job and be able to stay stabilized without people running me off or bullying or abusing me, then, that could help me get back on my feet. If I didn't have to deal with abusive bossy coworkers bossy coworkers that are children, 17, 18 years old, and think they got high authority over me. You're not the boss. You're not the manager. Shut the fuck up. Stay in your place, little bitch, and, sit down. You're still a minor. I'm old enough to be your mother. So, narcissistic abusers, they're stubborn and be like, well, if that person is your boss, then you need to do you need to do what you're told to do. I'm like, you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. I said it's a bossy co-worker, not the manager. It's a bossy co-worker that's younger than me. Even if they're older than me, you're not my boss. But a lot of them, they be those young ass kids, you know. But if I tell them stop with certain things, annoying things like, I'm not even gonna, go into detail, but um, I'm not even gonna go into detail, but like annoying things that they would do that drive you up the wall. And if you tell them stop doing that, then they look at you like you're crazy. I mean, in summer 2019, I was forced to work with a 17-year-old child, and he thought he had high authority over me, and he was definitely a perp. And he was a 17-year-old child. He was the first person that I saw have his arm hanging out the window in a red truck. And I'm wondering how all these kids and teenagers can work the same job as me. But they work the same job as me. But they got cars and a place to live. I'm working the same job and the same hours or whatever as them. And plus get a social security check. And I don't, I mean, I was homeless on the streets at the time. and had no way to get a car. But as I said, with that same job, the moment that my money started to get comfortable enough from working, what they did was they set up a scenario and lied on me and fired me, and they let Miss D continue to work there. And then she didn't get fired till way later on. But I could have still been working at the YMCA. I could have still been working there. But they won't allow full time. They only allow part time. But I started to get some full time hours. But it's like I never go back to the YMCA again, because they had that man. I mean, they had I could never go back to the YMCA again, because that they always harassed me and mobbed me out of there. But they had a man that's from New Orleans, my hometown, and he was talking to me Saturday night, and he was trying to convince me to go back to the YMCA, but I can't go back there. So in that core, I mean, they're just at the YMCA. They are corrupt over there. They're corrupt at the like dirty. But he was trying to say that there was new staff, new management, and they all clean house over there. But I mean, and I was 35 or 36 years old, and I had 17-year-old co-workers trying to think they got the authority to chastise and discipline me and talk to me condescending, like as if I'm the child and they're the adult, like they're the mature adult with authority. And you be just like a co-worker, and that's part of the workplace mobbing. When I was working at Hunter Pool, and everything was fine, and then I went down to my hometown, New Orleans, to transfer my stuff from the I transferred my stuff from the storage unit in my hometown, New Orleans, to here to Pensacola. And when I got back after the 4th of July, they had me to work at Roger Scott Pool, and that's where the workplace mobbing began. And then at the YMCA, they would workplace mob me, or even if I had a membership and was not working there, they would harass me, and then the rich folks kept making complaints, on anonymous false complaints about me, and then they try to say that it looks like I was living there. But like, before the what started in 2019, homeless people who had memberships, even if they didn't, were allowed to hang at the YMCA all day long. But I had a membership last year. I used to work there in 2019, so my membership was free. And it was 2019. I was sleeping at where the abandoned bank was, and they were slowly but surely turning it into the restaurant. And so, financially, even though I should have a roof over my head, but I was living on the doggone streets. But financially, I had it made enough where I didn't have to beg, panhandle, or ask for nothing. And at first, I was working 2 jobs, and there was the YMCA and a temp service job. And so, they being targeted, they just ruin everything for you, And then other professed targets don't want to sympathize or listen to your story, but they'll listen to other people. And it's a lot of elitism and favoritism in the so-called TI community. Excuse me. And I said, well, wow, looks like the so-called targeted individual community in the body of Christ, they can care less if I'm jailed, institutionalized, or dead. Like, they won't even care. And if Jesus Christ preached forgiveness and mercy and stuff, why these people who say that they love the Lord and that they're blessed and highly favored, They try to tell me I'm a child of the devil, but the real children of the devil, they fellowship with and they're friends with, they hang out with, defend and agree with. You profess to be targeted and chosen, but you sit there and team up with my sex trafficking gang stalkers that are trying to sex traffic me. You team up with them to join in on a bullying campaign as a way to get revenge. And you want to chastise and punish people. When you act like the devil yourself, you just want power and control. So I mean, I'll say it again. They blocked me from making money from my writings, and I mean, if I can run a business or sell something, I can start right now. I can start right now to sell anything. But the government wants for you to, they criminalize you trying to do it without a license. They criminalize you trying to do it without a license. What kind of country is that where you can't even sell bottled? I mean, it's well, you can get criminalized or go to jail for selling bottled water. I mean, you know how many people get out of their homeless situation, and I believe that most homeless people probably do want to work. But why we gotta wait around for another human being to hire us to do something? Why can't we just fulfill our own dreams and do what make us happy? I have a whole bachelor's degree, and but if I were to sell something, the perps would falsely accuse me of scamming, running a scam, and they would halt and stop me from doing it. If I were to sell bottled water, if people, if I were to buy a case of water from Walmart and then sell it for 50 cents, that's pretty cheap. Because other people would sell it for $1 or 75 cents. If I were to do that, then I would get falsely accused of scamming. But I mean, there are many ways that I could do stuff and make money, earn money, and get out of my situation. But it's like the government, you know, it's like you got to wait around for someone to hire you to work. And many jobs on Indeed have looked over and ignored my applications, or they outright reject. The majority of them ignore me, but every once in a while I get some rejections. And it's super rare for me to finally get hired. And then most jobs require you to have reliable transportation plus a valid driver's license. I have a license, a valid license. They want you to have a car and proof of insurance. And I'm like, if somebody could help me with a vehicle, then that can open the door to way more opportunities. I promise y'all, at least opportunities or chances can be improved. And I've been saying that before, and people tell me, well, why don't you, put up a fundraiser and get donations for a van? Other targets have told me that. And they said, just live on donations. Get you a van and live on donations. But I mean, if I had a van or a vehicle where I can travel, and then I can go stay at campgrounds. I can go stay at a campground and Like if I go sleep at a campground overnight and then go during the day and maybe do DoorDash or Uber Eats or something, or Amazon Flex, Instacart, or I can um, do deliveries or something, like package deliveries or something. But it's like there are people who really don't want to see you get ahead. And I'm not even trying to get ahead. I'm just trying to get stabilized again. But everybody wants me punished and undeservingly, and they want me. They want to keep up. I said they want to keep up a false narrative about me. That they have a false narrative to maintain. You know. So I mean, I'm trying whatever I could. And they say the streets is no place for a woman. And for a man to kick away a woman. A lot of homeless people, some of them are bad people. But guess what? They got housed bad people too. But nobody questions the rich folks at the top. All your favorite celebrities, every single last one of them is a criminal. I bet you y'all didn't know that. I mean, behind closed doors, celebrities have done things that behind closed doors that if we were to do the same things that they do, we would be locked up forever in prison. But they get away with it because they sold out. Even in your own neighborhood, you don't even have to be a famous celebrity. But if you've been like a Freemason, you can commit crimes and get rewarded for it. So you can commit a crime and get rewarded for it. But I don't even want to go that route. I strive to desire to do the right thing or go in the right path or go in the right direction. I don't even want to, do things crooked. But I know I never said that, I'm the best person in the world. I make mistakes and do wrong too. I got a potty mouth. I know I got a potty mouth. And a lot of times it's with Tourette's and being high stressed and everything. So, but it's like people, the only way they want to solve homelessness is to criminalize homeless people and to criminalize those that are generous and that will help the homeless. And the homeless industrial complex is human trafficking, and they make a lot of money off of keeping us homeless and keeping us poor while the rich hoard everything. The demon possessed rich people who gained the world and lost their souls, they hoard all the resources for themselves and other countries. And I'm not even a political person, but our politicians have sold us out. And then the elite play both sides and they fund both sides, Democrat and Republican. I never been on either party and I never voted ever in my life. Well, I'm talking about political kind of voting. I never voted. I'm not talking about that kitty voting, the children voting for homecoming all, I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about political, presidential, mayoral, or governor. I never in my life voted ever. Even though I had voters registration card before, but now I won't vote no more, and I won't even fill out any more voter registration. And so, Republican is just as bad and evil as Democrat. So anyway, my time, they might do another, skip to another video, but I'm asking for any and all help, whatever I can get. Any financial donations until or unless I can get stabilized. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to do whatever writing I could, blogging or short stories or something. I have nonfiction ebooks I want to work on too. So all my information is in the description box. I'm scared and I don't know where to go tonight. I don't know where I'm going to sleep, where to sleep tonight. I might have to just sit on a bench and sit up all night with no sleep, hoping that people won't harass me, hoping that people will leave me alone. So, and I have to have my phone. It's dangerous outside. So, well, I'm gonna show y'all some of my writings that I plan to do later on.